everyone. So I'm going to film for you today a 15-minute little bite-size yoga session as part of the Move More for Mental Health. So the idea is it's nothing too strenuous. It's all about mobilising our stiff joints if we've been sitting down, hunched over a desk or standing up for too long, just to get your body moving, get the blood flowing and release some of those happy hormones at different intervals throughout the day. So I'm going to set the timer, 15 minutes, and it'll let me know when we're done. So no fancy equipment, just me, you, and ideally an exercise mat, but you know, you can do this on the carpet, on the floor, whatever. Just make sure you're safe and you're not going to slip. So let's first of all take our position. So we want to stand with purpose. We're just going to have a little rock forwards and backwards on the feet, just to move through the ankles and just feel the surface underneath us. And then think about the toes pointing forward and the legs are parallel. So we've got everything stacked joints wise. We feel stable, we feel balanced. Now you're entirely up to you. You can close your eyes or you can just lower your gaze. We'll stand up tall through the torso and just let the arms rest at the sides of the body, palms facing forward. So we always start off a yoga session just with a bit of breath work to connect the whole mind, body and breath together. That's what makes yoga different to any other stretch or fitness class. So we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. Continue like that. We're trying to deepen the breath. We're trying to lengthen the breath. And the idea is we use the whole of the lungs. So we start to feel the bottom of the lungs first, and that will bring the belly, it'll inflate. Yeah, we don't always want that, but it will inflate, and we want that during breath work. So we feel the belly rising, and then we're trying to fill the lungs so that we can expand the ribs sideways, and we feel the whole of the chest filling with that vital prana, which is what we refer to in Sanskrit yoga as our magical life force. Yeah. So we breathe in through the nose, we feel the belly, we expand the lungs, and we feel the breath filling all the way up to the collarbones and into the base of the throat. And then we slowly exhale through the nose. And we feel the collarbone soften, the ribs soften, and the belly soften. So let's try 3 of those. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And last, breathe out. And then let's get moving. So let's start with some shoulder rolls, yeah? So if we sat hunched over our desk, the shoulders get tight, the neck gets stiff, and this is where we also keep hold of our tension. So let's just get some movement here. So we're going to get progressively bigger with these shoulder rolls, yeah? Get the whole arm moving forwards and back. It doesn't matter what you look like. We can do single arms. We can try some coordination. Way. Let's see if we can get the other way. I don't know whether I've just done that exactly the same way. It always feels weird, doesn't it? Oh, there we go. Oh no. Anyway, whatever it looks like, my shoulders are loose now, they're warmed up. Let's do some depression of the shoulders. So from the side, I'll show you. We round and hunch over and really think about pressing the shoulders down. And if you took your chin then right down onto your chest, you can feel the back
of the shoulders, really stretch it open. And thinking between the shoulder blades here, yeah, we're trying to stretch and really widen the muscles and that space there. Now reverse it. Bring the shoulders up to the ears, pull them right back so that we're starting to lift the chest. Yep, the shoulders are now squeezed behind, and we're going to clasp the hands together and try and pull the arms away from the body. So we're gazing forward. The sternum, yep, the bony fused part of the ribs, is lifting up and pointing up towards the ceiling as we pull the arms down behind us, and we've got a really great stretch across the collarbones into the fronts of the shoulders and all across the chest. We go forward again, hunching, tucking the chin, and maybe rounding down a little bit further so you feel that stretch through the mid-back. Hunch back. We lift, we circle back, and we pull the arms behind us. Oh, that feels awesome. Breath is flowing the whole time. A magical yogic breath. And release. Wonderful. Deep breath in. Use the whole of the body. Lengthen up through the waist. Fingertips high. We clasp the hands together, pointing the index fingers, and we take a side stretch. So everything from the hip, through the waist, the ribs, into the armpits, and up through that arm. The shoulders are down away from the ears, and we're really pushing this hip out to the side. Wow. Breathe in as you come back up, and breathe out as we go in the opposite direction. So you're trying to get as deep into this lateral flexion as possible. And we breathe in again. One more to each side. Push that hip out. Everything we're doing at the moment is based around moving the spine through its full ranges of motion. Yeah, so the spine moves in 6 different ways. Flexion, extension, lateral flexion to both right and left, and then finally spinal rotation. So we've got the feet fixed in place on the floor, the lower body strong and stable, and we're rotating through the waist here, moving through the spine. If you point the thumbs down, that will feel different. If you point the thumbs up or pull them back, again. So it's all about just moving freely. You can take the legs wide, you can lift the heels so that you're getting more movement. There's no right or wrong way. It's all about loosening up, finding space, and just keeping the body moving. So you imagine you're sitting at your desk all day. Yep, your spine is held in this position. So at regular intervals through the day, we need to extend it. We need to fully flex all the way down. We need to bend it sideways, and we need to spin it round. Keep those things in mind. You can do them at different points throughout your day. It takes a couple of minutes. Okay, let's come to the top of our mat. We're going to do some half sun salutations. So we always stand in what we call Tadasana, which is Sanskrit for mountain pose. So you think about being tall, being grounded, and being super balanced and strong. On an in-breath, we fill the lungs and reach the arms up high. As you breathe out, with the knees slightly soft, hinge at the hips and dive down towards the floor. So this is a forward fold. The knees can be bent, especially at this stage, because the hamstrings will probably be quite tight. When you breathe in, you're going to try and straighten the backs of the legs. Let the hands slide up the shins so that you've got a flat back and locked out legs. Your gaze is forward. You breathe out and come all the way down to that fold. And then on an inhale, we're going to sweep the arms high, lift up tall, and return to that Tadasana mountain pose. So that's a half Sun Salutation. So let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out to dive. Breathe in for a halfway extension. Breathe out to fold fully. And breathe in to sweep, lift, and return to Tadasana. Last time, inhale. Now see how I'm using the whole of my body. That breath ripples up through all of my joints. Inhale. If your legs are looser, you can just on the tiptoes and gaze forward if you've got the movement and flexibility in the hamstrings. Lift and release. So you'll feel that that is getting some blood pumping a little bit, and it's raising the heart rate slightly. We're not going to get sweaty, we're just getting the heart rate challenged a little bit in a good physical way rather than the heart pumping because we're stressed out with work. So you can do a few more of those. You can do those at any point again throughout the day. Let's do a bit of strengthening work now for the legs. So I'm going to show you from side position so you can see what I'm doing. So it's a squat or a chair pose, depending on what language you want to use. So from that Tadasana, that strong, stable position, we're going to flex the knee joint and the hip joint and pretend that we're sitting our bottoms back on an imaginary chair. The arms are going to sweep up at the side of the head, so we've got some action in the shoulder joint as well. The arms are strong. Every muscle in the body is active. And then you can sink deeper into this, depending on if the thighs like it, if the butt likes it, and how that feels for you. Press the weight into the heels, squeeze the bottom muscles as you stand tall again and always returning to mountain pose. Okay, so let's do that a couple more times. Breathe in, the arms sweep up, the hips go back. We hold strong. Bracing through the whole of the core, tucking the tailbone slightly if you have a deep arch in your spine, because I don't want it to become painful in the lumbar spine. Can you sink deeper, 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 push up and release. We'll do that once more. Ready? Breathe in. Find your squat position. Hold it strong. Keep the breath flowing. Yeah, we're tempted to hold our breath when we're under exertion. So, or when we're exerting ourselves or putting pressure on the muscles. Breathe. Lift and release. Perfect. Let me check where we're at with time. Perfect. We've got a couple of minutes left. So, high lunge, just to strengthen the legs again. From the top of the mat, you take a big stride back. Both toes point forward. Back leg is locked and strong. Front leg is bent at the knee. You can lift the arms up high and you can sink the pelvis low. We hold. We breathe, we open across the chest, we pull the shoulder blades down the back. So you're really mindful with everything that the body is doing, where you're placing each muscle, where you're placing each limb and activating each muscle. Take a big stride back to the top of your mat and we switch sides. Left leg, or just opposite leg goes back. Yep, so lock the back leg, flex the front, sweep the arms high, and if you can sink the hips lower, you'll feel a stronger stretch through the hip flexor on the straight leg, and you'll feel more power in the front thigh. Breathe into it.
big stride to the top of the mat, and we'll just finish coming back to those deep breaths. So take your mountain pose, close your eyes or lower the gaze, and reconnect with that deep 3-part yogic breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale, belly rises, ribs expand, breath to the collarbone. That's our 15 minutes. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to do more of these, post them. The sessions are free if they're happening live, and obviously you've got them on the on-demand video as well. Awesome. Over and out. Bye-bye.